on this. All right, guys. Welcome. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday and have had a decent start to the semester. I know most of you, most of the cross-country distance athletes I have not had a chance to meet yet. Today's meeting is with our trainer for track and field, Joe Farias. Those of you who were face-to-face in the fall, you guys kind of know what the protocols were and did a good job with them for the most part, but there are some differences for the spring. Hopefully you all got a chance to take a look at the documents I posted in the module for week 1. But Joe's going to go over all of those for you. Shouldn't take too long. And then I've got a couple things to go over with you guys after he's done. So if you have questions, like I told you in the announcement earlier, make sure you ask him because you need to understand what he's saying. All of the things that we're going to be going over, that Joe's going to be going over, are important for your participation in not only our preseason, but also our season. And as of right now, we do have a season. I have a meeting tomorrow. Coach Fickerson and I have meetings tomorrow as far as, you know, scheduling and what's the deal, what's going on. But as of today, there has been no change in the start of the season. So there will be more information on that as I get it, as we get it, we'll get it out to you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet, keep an eye on the waiting room, and I'll let Joe go ahead and get started.
There you go. So how you going? Nice to see you guys. I'm Joseph Farias, one of the athletic trainers here. My colleague Susan Houlihan Davis is the other athletic trainer. We both kind of work with track and field, but I'm responsible for the meeting today. So if you guys see both of us or need questions, you can ask either one of us if stuff ever does come up. The first thing that we're talking about kind of is how we're operating as a facility right now, being that we're still kind of in the lockdown and in the purple tier here in Santa Barbara. Our facility isn't open yet. We're not exactly sure when we're going to be allowed indoors for that. So if anything happens while you guys are out on the track training or doing any type of training, if an injury occurs and you guys need to seek out myself or Susan, make sure that you contact your coaches, and then that way they can contact us so we can figure out how we're going to go about treating you. If we need to schedule a time where we come down to the track to do an eval on you guys and then figure out a rehab plan from there. But as far as things go right now, the athletic training room and the services that we typically would provide are not available to you guys. So are there any questions regarding that front right now? No? All right. So the next thing I'm gonna talk about is SWOL. So if you guys were here in the fall, all you guys know that SWOL is a database that we use to track pretty much everything. So that's where we list all of your guys' treatments. If we were in the training room, that's where we keep all of your guys' information. That's basically the database system that we put everything into that we get from you guys. So it's really important that all of you guys, if you have not already, registered in SWOL. And so the website for that is swol123.net. And if you haven't registered, you need to make sure when you are registering to use your SBCC email. A lot of times people don't set their account up with that email. We cannot accept your request to be added unless it's your SBCC email. So make sure that if you haven't registered and you still need to do that, that you get that done.
Joe, can I add something real quick to that?
Yep.
Okay, that is also in the PowerPoint that is in the week 1 module. So if you have any questions, the directions on how to get that done are in the PowerPoint, okay? And then if you have any issues after that, excuse me, let me know or let Joe know. And we'll, for those of you who haven't done it completely. Now he's talking about doing this completely, and I'm sure he'll go into that more now.
Yeah, so what you guys need to make sure that is once you've got a Swole account in there, that all the tabs for you guys are filled out. So it's the first tab, which is, I believe it's your name, your date of birth, your ID number, which is your K number, and then the sport that you're associated with. And then you click the next tab, which is address. That address tab needs to be filled out, and that's going to be where you guys are living here in town, or where you're living while you're participating for Santa Barbara City College. The next tab is the emergency tab, and on that there's two screens. You need both of those areas to be filled out, and that's for 2 emergency contacts. So if anything happens to you guys, you put those contacts down there so we can try to get a hold of them. The next tab is the insurance tab, and that's where you're going to put down your medical insurance information. So typically on your insurance card, on the very back of your card, it lists the company name, the address, stuff like that. So that's where you'll find the information to fill out the top part of that form. And then there's other insurance stuff in there, like your policy number, your ID number, that you can find on the front of the card. The really important thing is on that tab at the very, very bottom of that screen, there's an area where you upload pictures front and back of your insurance card. So you basically, there'll be 2 boxes. You click the first one, you hit upload front of the card, and you hit submit, and then you click the second box, upload, do the same thing for the back. We need to have pictures of your insurance card uploaded in that tab. Do not upload the pictures in the attachment section, like where we upload the COVID test. So the pictures of your insurance card need to be under that insurance tab. Are there any questions regarding insurance stuff right now? Because I know you typically try to have some international students. And then also, if you don't have insurance, you need to get a hold of us as well, because then we fill in that area for you guys if you don't have any health insurance. So any questions regarding the insurance part right now, guys? Okay. The next thing with Swole is your med history needs to be updated to 2021. I know a lot of people did it in the fall and did it in like August, September, but we need you guys to go in and then adjust your med history to a 2021 date. If something's changed, make sure you go in and change that. If nothing's changed, you can just update the date and hit save. So we're requiring everybody to have a new med history date coming in. The other thing on Swole, if you guys haven't done it already, there are 4 e-sign forms that you have to sign in the attachments page. And so those forms, if you haven't started them yet, as soon as you log on to Swole, it should show up there saying that you have forms that need to be submitted. If you've opened them, it may not show up there. So you may have to go to the attachments, open that, and then hit sign, and it will let you type your name in so you can e-sign them. Any questions with that stuff?
Guys, make sure you have a full understanding of what he's talking about, because if you don't have this stuff done, you will not be able to participate. I know I keep saying that, but this is hugely important.
All right, so I think that's it for Swole. Now we're going to talk about the COVID baseline testing. So I know if you guys were here in the fall, we did do some testing. It's going to be similar, but different at the same time. So everything is still going to be uploaded into Swole under those attachments. But the frequency and how we're doing it's going to be a little bit different, and the strictness of how we enforce it is going to be a lot stronger than it was in the fall, just because we are in season of competition now. So for this first baseline test, all of you, if you haven't already, need to try to get a baseline COVID test between the dates of January 9th and what is it, the 28th. So, and with that test, you guys need to make sure that it is a PCR test, not a rapid antigen test. I know that there is one facility down in the Ventura Oxnard area that was doing rapid antigen tests. That test, if you go there, that will not be accepted for this first baseline test. We need it to be a PCR test. And so with that, you guys have between that date range to try to get a test. Hopefully you guys are doing that now, because those results need to be uploaded by the 29th. If they are not uploaded by the night of the 29th, you guys are not allowed to practice on the 1st. So if you guys get your results in and they're uploaded on the 30th, you guys have to wait until the 2nd to practice. Same thing if they're up, if you know you get your results over the weekend and they're uploaded on the 31st, same thing. The 2nd is going to be the soonest you're going to be able to practice. And if you don't have them by the 1st, same thing. You guys just kind of skip another day. So try to get those tests as soon as you can. That way you guys can start doing things when we show up. And that's just for that first test. How the testing is going to work throughout the semester is how the breakdown is we're testing 50% of each team's population every 2 weeks. So track and field is going to be split up into a group A and group B. And you guys will alternate, those groups will alternate testing every 2 weeks. So group A, I think, starts on February 15th. And you guys have a window, a 9-day window to try to get your test done. So it's a 9-day window. And then, so the first group is from the 15th to the 23rd. And then you have a mandatory upload date that Friday of the 26th. If those tests aren't uploaded in all those windows by the mandatory date, you don't practice that next week until it's uploaded. And so, like I said, Group A, we have all these dates listed out. So once we know what groups you guys are in, we can send that out so you can see all the dates already. What it breaks down to is each group is going to be tested 3 times throughout the semester. So it's not a lot. It's just trying to get yourselves guys planned ahead of time so you can get in and get your test during that window, because we don't have as much leeway as we did in the fall, you know, spreading things out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, stuff like that. Everything has to be in that 2-week period.
And again, guys, all this information is in the 3-page document that's posted in the module in week 1. So you can review this on your own as well.
Are there any questions with the testing, stuff like that? No?
I took a test before I came here that I got the test result on the 10th. Can I still use that one, or do I have to take a new one?
When was the date of your test? Do you know?
I took the test on the 7th, but the test result came on the 10th.
Yeah, it has to be after the test has to be performed after the 9th. So you will have to get another one. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I mean, that's part of one of the things that, like I said, like we have to be stricter with the stuff because now we're under CCCAA sanctioned stuff. So all this stuff has to be, you know, kind of by the book for your guys' safety and for ours. So, the one thing that I didn't mention is if anybody has tested positive from last March until now, we need to know that you did have a positive test. And if you have those test results still, please upload those into SLOL. If somebody has tested positive within the last 90 days, we would like you, or this goes for anybody essentially, if you have tested positive at any time, we need a physician's note saying that you did test positive, that you went through the quarantine process that you were supposed to, and that you are allowed to return to activity without any restrictions. So that's something that we need so we can document that in SWOL. There have been some weird cases where people tested positive months ago, and then they're testing positive again. So we need to know we're doing this just in case somebody, did test positive. You think you can't test positive again, and it does happen. That way we can track all of this stuff. And that's pretty much all I got. Are there any questions, guys? Any questions with anything that I didn't talk about or that you have regarding the testing procedures, or nothing? Okay. Do you coaches have any questions?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, I think that's all I got, guys. So.
All right. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate your time. Any questions, obviously let any of us as coaches know, or you can ask Joe if you need to. You can email him. He'll get back to you as soon as he can. Just understand, guys, all of these protocols, all of these things, they're hugely important. Okay, so you have to take responsibility for your part in this. Okay, the testing, it's a pain in the ass for all of us. Okay, but if we all take responsibility for our parts, then we'll get through it. And for those of you guys that were face-to-face in the fall, you guys all know we had, for the most part, a pretty positive experience. So let's do everything we can for the spring to be the same. All right. Thanks again, Joe. Everybody else, hang on for just a couple minutes. I just have a couple other things to go over with you. There's two things. One, any of you guys, I need to know who lives together. Okay, if you live with a teammate, okay, I need you to just put it in the chat. That'll make it easier instead of cross-talking. So if you live with anybody else that's on the track team, please put your names in the chat. All right, Tommaso and Connor. Okay, so you guys will have to be in a separate group, okay?
We have to be in a separate group?
In a separate testing group, yes.
Because I don't have a car. So for me, it would have been way better to be in the same testing group as him so that we can go and get tested together.
I understand that, okay? But the protocols are housemates. Okay, let me ask you this. There is one other way. Do you live in the same room?
No.
You don't live in the same room, okay? Let me check on something. I may be able to get around it, okay? But if if you're on separate groups, then we'll have to figure it out, okay? But
I'll probably be able to figure it out anyways. It would just be a lot better for me if we were able to be in the same group.
I understand that. Okay. Anybody else, roommates, housemates, anything like that? No? Okay. All right. So just Connor and Tommaso. All right. Secondly, like I said earlier, as of today, we are still scheduled to have a track season. Now it'll be, obviously scaled back as far as number of competitions. I think it's still set at 70%. But again, I'll find out. We'll find out more information. Once the information is known, then you'll know the information, and we'll get going with that. As far as from now to the 1st of February, okay, when we're scheduled to start face-to-face again, not a whole lot for us to do. Gyms are still closed. If you can get out and just general run, that's about all we can do at this point in time until we can get to our facility, which would be on the 1st. And then we'll get going from there. So we will have that part, and then we'll start the other class, the in-season class, then we'll get going And we will only be going Tuesday and Thursday when we start on the 1st, from 2 to 4. Okay, if you took a look at the syllabus, that was all in there as well. Okay, you know, obviously we'd like to have more days, but at least we get 2 full hours on those 2 days. You know, up until about 3 weeks ago, we didn't have a preseason class. Okay, so let's be thankful for what we do have. Okay. Lastly, before I let you guys go, you know, like I said earlier, this, you know, all of this is new to everybody. Okay, but you know, we can either look at it as a negative or we can make it the best we can. Okay, so you know, just try to keep it positive. You know, glass full or glass half full or glass half empty. I choose to look at it as half full. Okay, there's a lot that I don't like about what's going on, but at the same time, at least at this point in time, we have the opportunity to be face to face. And at this point, we still have an opportunity to compete later on in the spring. So let's just, you know, try to keep everything positive as much as we can. We won't meet again until next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Hopefully I'll have some information from our meeting, coaches meeting Friday, tomorrow. And then we will continue to move forward from there. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, for the whole preseason, is it gonna be the Tuesday, Thursday, 2 to 4?
Yes, up until I think we come back from spring break, and then we should have our 5 days a week, 2 to 4. So we will be 2 to 4 all spring. So from now to the end of the season, I tried to get 1 to 3, but that was a no-go. So we got 2 to 4. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
For the distance runners, if you want specific workouts, you need to start logging. I'm not going to do any workouts if you're not logging. So those of you that want to get going, moving forward in a positive direction, start logging and I'll get workouts out to you. And also when we start up full time after spring break, we will then go back to our Tuesday, Thursday mornings and be with the team the Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoons. But until then, we're 2 to 4, Tuesday, Thursday with everyone.
Right. Anything else? All right, guys. Till Tuesday, you know, one other thing. Make sure, I highly suggest, if you haven't done so, make sure you review those documents that are in the module in week 1. Okay, they do a couple of different things. One, they will go over what Joe went over so that you can get a better understanding of what's going on. And there's also the testing information, kind of the easiest way to get that done through LHI. I go get mine tomorrow. So trust me, we're in the same boat as you guys. We got to do the same things. Although Coach Fickerson got lucky and found a pop-up testing center the other day. So that's good. All right. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have. Coaches, do you have anything? Coach Fickerson, you have anything else to add? Coach Brown? Coach Brown, you got anything? I know he's having some connection issues.
So sorry, my phone died and I just joined back in, but did you guys mention anything about the equipment? If we can use like poles or shot put discus?
When we go back, as far as I know, we should be full go. Now,
Okay. Sweet.
will that change? I don't know. Okay. It's just, we got to play it by ear. Okay. Because technically we're not in season, right, until we come back from spring break. Now, if they say that we can't use implements or whatever, you know, it is what it is, and we'll do the best we can to get around it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? All right, guys. Last thing I'll say is make sure you start off strong with the semester. Okay, with your academic classes. If you need help, Okay, with finding where to go for help, let me know. Okay, I'll get you the resources you need, whether it be for the labs and doing their online and their drop-in sessions, math labs, all of those types of things. You know, don't let a problem go out of hand. If you need help, reach out. Okay. Other than that, I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday.
I have a quick
Oh.
question.
Go ahead.
It's more just for you. I was trying to add the course and it says that the what does it say? It says that it doesn't exist, the SRN, but it looks like showing up as PD 147.
Okay, do me a favor. I'll just stay on the meeting.
Okay, thank
when
you.
everybody else logs off. All right, guys, everybody else, you guys are good to go, and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any new injuries?
No, we're doing pretty good. I think home kept me safe.
All right. All right. So PE 147D.
Yeah.
67188.
Yeah, 67188. But it's saying that just the ad code isn't working.
Oh, let me double check the ad code. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. No, I don't want you there. I want you there. Extend. Okay. Log in. PE 147D. Create roster. All right. Oh. Well, it's because I'm an it. Let's see. Did I give you one M as in Mary?
Yeah.
TFTX?
Oh, no, I got Z.
Oh, that's my fault. I put Z. It's X.
Perfect.
Okay. You should be good to go now.
Yeah, I'm in. Thank you.
All right, Natalia, you have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.